Hey there friends, welcome back to the channel. My name is Andy and today, as you can see, we are diving into Total War Warhammer 3's Immortal Empires campaign. But check out this new interface here. And I think we can safely say that the Immortal Empires campaign looks like the most exciting, can't we? Well, it's been a long time coming, but we are finally here with so many races playable and so many legendary lords. Only the Empire has 4, the High Elves have 6, the Dark Elves have 6, Bretonnia has 4, and so on. So this is a whole massive campaign to get to play completely free, of course, if you own every Warhammer game. But for me, I've been missing my good old Empire, and I think the reason for that is that it's the faction that reminds me the most of Total War as it used to be. They're kind of, you know, the human faction here, and even though there are more human factions, they remind me the most of a specific human faction that I love, the Holy Roman Empire. As you can see, there are now various tabs here. A Lord Details map with the starting armies and his faction and Lord effects. And we have a Lore tab where you get a rundown of the faction. And what's more is the settings here, where we can actually now put on an endgame crisis. Which means that, you know, if you've conquered the world or are about to, you can get a real curveball thrown your way. And there are 2 ways to get this endgame. Basically, if you want it by turn number or by a long victory trigger. Now I think we're gonna go with the turn timer, just because, you know, let's say steamrolling in the future. Then again, I don't know if we'll have that problem since I'm not that familiar with the Warhammer world, so... But there's also a map tab, and this is where we get to see how truly massive this world is, especially now that each part has been added in here. And I think if nothing else, that is the most impressive thing in this game. And honestly, no matter whether you're a historical or Warhammer fan, likely one of the most impressive things to come out of Total War ever. And because of his legendary lines, I think we are going to play as Emperor Karl Franz and have a blast doing so. So let's begin, shall we?
Now is the time, men of the Empire, to unite!
Oh yes, I bet you've been waiting to hear that line for some time. This is the Immortal Empires beta, and you guys, it is good to be back. You know, it's been summer. I guess summer is still ongoing. I've been away for some time, and I missed you guys. And I missed YouTube, and I missed, you know, making content that you guys like and that I like making. And now we're back, and it's a big game, and you know, it's an experience that a lot of you people have been waiting for. And I kind of think that's worth being a bit happy about. So again, check this map out. There is so much going on here that it's quite insane. And we only know this part, the good old Empire part. And it's a gorgeous map. I have to say that other than not, you know, having Warhammer as my favorite background for a Total War game, not at all actually. One of the things I actually disliked about the other games was the visual part. I just didn't like the anti-aliasing, I kind of didn't like the performance, but I have to say that Immortal Empires kind of fixes a lot of those things. I think it looks better than ever. I think it runs better than at least the Vortex campaign, and honestly, it runs better than even Warhammer 2. And I finally think this engine, at least for a Warhammer game, has really come into its own. Which I guess is high time since this is the last Warhammer game, at least the last numbered one, so we'll see what happens. But here we are again. We are Karl Franz, Emperor of the Empire. And that bears more weight than you might think, because in Warhammer there's a lot of different mechanics per faction. And the Empire, in my opinion, has one of the most interesting ones. And that's because, like I said, it kind of mimics the Holy Roman Empire with this little fancy ass menu. I love this menu, it's beautiful. And as you'll see, this might just be the best Holy Roman Empire system that Creative Assembly has ever made. Not that there's much competition, but it's a much better one than any they've made before. So we are the Emperor up here, and each of these faces represent an Elector. At least the human faces here, the vampire count doesn't count. They're kind of an Elector, but they're not loyal to us. But the human ones might be, and fealty determines how loyal they are. And so depending on various actions like allowed expansion, base fealty, defended settlements, and events, etc., they will have a different fealty level. Now fealty goes from 0 to 10. If it's at 0, they might actually go to war with you. If it's at 10, they might join your faction. And so create an actual empire, and not just a federal empire like this one, but an actual one. Now, as you can see, these various electors have different fealty levels, and some of them are in the red. And for example, we don't like it when it's at 3, we don't like it when it's at 2, but we do like it when it's at 7, for example. And that's now the highest level we have from Balthasar Gelt, gotta love him. We also have a system up here of Imperial Authority and of Prestige. And Imperial Authority kind of tells us how well we are doing as the Emperor and how the other factions view us. And for now, we are kind of stagnant, we're not really doing much, and so growth is -5 for some reason. But if we're doing well, we will get some powerful bonuses. And the opposite is true if bad events happen. And so we can gain them by various events or missions, or we can lose it if electors are destroyed, if we attack electors, or by negative events. And so it's something to very much keep in mind if you want to remain a powerful emperor. And we also have the matter of prestige, and that is something you gain by certain actions as well and lose by other ones. And it's something you can use as a currency to make the other imperial factions like you more. So for example, with Balthasar, he doesn't like us that much right now, but by using 60 prestige, we can improve his relations over time. And so it's a powerful tool, but as you'll see, its currency will also be used in various events. And so it's best not to spend them all without good reason. And with that in mind, let's upgrade our capital to its first level, I guess a village from a hamlet. Can't believe the Empire has a hamlet as a capital, but whatever. And that will give us some more money, some more control, defensive supplies, and the better defensive stuff. And don't worry, as the game goes on, we will go through more of these effects and mechanics. But for now, we have to deal with someone called the Empire Secessionists. This is a faction that is currently plaguing our empire. They inhabit 4 locations and are at war with us and are actually kind of threatening our emperorship. They are the biggest enemy of ours right now, kind of the only one. And so we will have to deal with them in this first of battles. This is going to be a decisive victory according to the autosolve. But I think it's good to be back as the Emperor, and so let's do this properly, shall we? And here we are, my friends, back to Total War Warhammer Immortal Empires. Look at these Imperial soldiers, huh? Will you look at them? Now for full disclosure, I'm actually using a visual mod called Huveric Reskin. And that is a lore-friendly visual mod that kind of changes the look of certain units to be, you know, a bit more awesome, I would say, personally. And for the Empire, it kind of just adds a bit more armor to the soldiers, you know, like, it's kind of hard to believe that some would just, like, run into battle unarmored, at least for me, who likes to see soldiers, you know, trying their best to survive. And I guess for some, that is the appeal of the Warhammer universe, to see absolute brutality and craziness, but for me, I like my soldiers, you know, wearing helmets and some chest plates and the like. And so that is what we are doing. Here's the man himself, Karl Franz. Let's summon the electors and let us place our soldiers in formation. Now, I love my gunners. It's kind of keeping me a tad sane, knowing that we have some firepower. I really want an Empire too. But other than that, I think we are ready to go. And let's commence this battle. Oh, let's see this firepower. Oh, love that smoke. And that's another thing with Warhammer 3, really. It's just so much more beautiful than Warhammer 2, even. And personally, I'm going to give the credit to temporal anti-aliasing. And to me, anti-aliasing is one of the most important feature of any visual engine, honestly. So let's meet these guys head on. Oh, here we go. See those halberdiers. Halberdiers, I mean. Oh. Gotta love the two-handers too. I just love the Empire a lot. I guess that's kind of weird to say, but you know, when you love the Holy Roman aesthetic, there's nobody else but the Empire. And let's see these guys get thrashed by our gunners now. Oh, yes! I love firepower so much. Look at these. Ah, come on, come on, come on, another volley. No! We have more. We even have knights. Oh, look at these. So tasty. There we go. All messed up now. Oh yeah, they have some crossbowmen. We'll deal with them. Karl Franz gotta take care of their enemy lord. Look at this guy running the scene. He won't escape. And one of the things Warhammer really got right was the cavalry charges. Cavalry just feels so much more powerful than in many other Total War games. Perhaps except for Three Kingdoms, where they also got it right, because they're kind of using the same engine, I believe. I don't really remember how Troy did that, but I feel like they did it well there as well. So now we just want to make these people just completely, you know, wither away, and we do that by completely running down every last man, really, at least many of them. And I just want these last ones to go, because often if you leave a few hundred men behind, they will survive in a way and live to fight another day. Look at these tasty knights. Gorgeous graphics. Oh man. Alright, not many left now. And I think we can end that battle right there. Who calls, right? Who calls? Oh yes, Decisive Victory. We got some money from that, we got some experience, and we got the Pigeon Plucker Pendant, which apparently is a good item to have. It gives us melee defense +2 and a passive ability which harms the enemy. Now, I kind of like to go with taking on the captives, as I don't like waiting to replenish my units. And this is by 10%, so you know what? Taking on the captives it is. Helmut is killed in battle. We got the Pigeon Plucker. And I love these event screens. Gorgeous artwork. Gorgeous, gorgeous artwork. And our Legendary Lord has a level up. And let's talk about Legendary Lords for 1 second. These are obviously your generals in the campaign, but in contrast to Total War elsewhere, these are kind of magical people. They're very, very, very powerful. And as such, they can level up for massive boons. Meaning that right now, I can give the Emperor an ability which will help his soldiers in battle by giving them more melee defense and leadership. And we can of course do other things as well, like giving him more campaign movement range, but I kind of like the abilities, so let's do that first. And now our road lays open at Brunberg. And if we really want to end this uprising, we need to take the cities fairly fast actually, because they will make more armies. Now, a Pyrrhic victory is no good at all. We're going to lose a lot of casualties, a whole unit actually. So I know you know that this calls for another battle. Now this is a battlefield. Look at this. This is a village and it looks pretty good. More of a town really. I love the Empire's cities. They're just so medieval. The Empire endures indeed. Now once more, we need to face the enemy head on. Of course, they can build the towers and stuff, which is a new thing in Warhammer 3. Let's put our cannons as far ahead as we can. And actually, we want to make it to this location, don't we? That's where the main square is, after all. And let's start this thing. Now, where's the enemy? Oh, they're on the other side. Does that mean we could just run in here and totally surprise them? Alright, let's do something like that. They're defending on the right here. I guess not anymore. They saw where I was. Let's keep our knights in the woods, maybe. Oh, it's a gorgeous sight. Oh man, people, it's been a long summer. I really feel like this has been one of the longest and shortest summers at the same time. I got married for one. It was really, really nice. It was a perfect wedding. And I really can't complain. It was just really, really fun. And, you know, a day full of love and happiness. But, my friends, when I tell you that planning a wedding is the most crazy thing you can do in your life, I'm really not joking here. I'm really not joking, I swear. And let's say I'm not the best planner. So we kind of did a lot of the planning in the past, like, 6 months. And so, let me give you some advice. If you're ever getting married, then do it with plenty of time to spare, okay? That's from the heart. That's really from the heart. In your best interest, okay? That's probably the best advice I can give. Other than that, though, I've enjoyed, you know, time with friends. It's been really nice to have some time off to just, like, relax and not really do much. But, like I said, the planning took a lot of energy for me, and so I really needed some time off. But it's very good to be back. And how was your summer, you know? Let me know in the comments while you're enjoying this BEA beautiful nightly charge. Let's see here. It's a head-on charge. Oh, kinda not. Oh, they didn't want to do that. Nice. Alright, took out about 50 guys there, probably. And we should do that again. Okay, let's move in. Actually, let's not move in. Let's wait for these to get plastered as well. I wonder why they're not attacking. Are they afraid? Let's go again. Oh, what's this? Spearman. Oh, dang, let's not. Bum, bum, bum. Okay. I think it's time we move in. And we can move these to the other side here, actually. Actually, here, maybe. Set them up good and straight. Let's move Karl Franz in as well. These lords are very powerful, you know. So you best make use of them. Did I hear archers? Yeah, there they are. Alright, let's be careful. He's kind of chunky, this guy, I gotta say. Kind of slow. Alright. Guess Franz should be with the, where Philip Quest is. Quait. Now, his special ability that we just gave him will work within this tiny range. And so, perfect timing. Let's see him now. Oh, boom. That hammer is quite powerful. So let's get back to the gunners. And we need to close the distance at least. Again, I really prefer the more human approach to combat. If it gets too fantasy all the time with the special effects and everything, I kind of don't like it. So I really like the human on human fighting here. That's my preference, of course. And a big part of Warhammer is the magic stuff, and there is part of it I love, like the Tomb Kings. I love the freaking Tomb Kings. But then you have the opposite end of that, which is probably like vampire counts or something. And that to me is just like, we need to eradicate them from the world as soon as possible, so that's what we're going for here. Now they actually built a little defensive fortification, which kind of sucks. So let's go past it. Let's see, cannon should probably be hitting someone. Are you firing at all? Oh, you have to move for that, okay. And our knights could be put to better use, I suppose. And right in there. That's a good ass charge. I think charges, when done well, is just easily one of the most satisfying things you can do in a Total War game. That and a good volley. Like that one. Oh, what are you doing? No, don't attack them. You have your guns for that. Now shoot, please. No! Is this something with the defensive mechanism? Let's see. Where did I put my knights? Oh, there we go. Yeah, this is going well. I think it's much better than a Pyrrhic victory for sure. Oh, execution! Whoa, that really destroyed itself. Alright, good one. And there it is. The Banner of the Eternal Flame. Base weapon damage plus 8%. Pretty good. You know, the more abilities the better. And the more ranks the better. And with this we shall... You know what? I tend to go for just occupy. But since we want to move on these secessionists pretty fast, I think we're actually going to loot and occupy. Which is a sad thing to say. But we really need the unit replenishment that gave us. We need the routine marcher to reach Uberschreik. And we're also going to recruit some more units. Fast as possible. Let's see, I think we need some more swordsmen. And probably... maybe one unit of archers. Great. We have money now. We can't build anything else. We could recruit another army. Another lord. Because we really want to deal with these people fast. At the same time, though, you know what? Let's just keep the one army for now. And technology is something we have to deal with. So, as the Empire... you kind of have to really be careful with your money, because there's not a lot of income coming in all the time, at least from the beginning. And so I tend to go with things like tithe rebates, which will lead us to grain silos and commodity trading, which helps the growth of everything. But of course, there's also diplomacy. And Warhammer has luckily learned from Three Kingdoms and Troy, I believe, and we can now make a quick deal. Or at least be able to see which factions are actually willing to agree to your terms. And so if we go to trade agreements, only one faction wants that, at least without any negotiations, and that is Talabecland. So let's go. Diplomacy. Let's also do a non-aggression pact and military access, because these are imperial vassals, of course. Vassals is very loosely used here. But since we now have a +2 in favor of the treaty, we can, you know, make some demands. So let's demand, see how much they're willing to part with. 300 maybe? And yes, that will work.
Affirmative.
Now, nobody else wants a trade agreement off the bat, but the Ice Court almost wants it. It's just a tiny question of something. So with the money we just got, we can pay Kislev a tiny bit. Let's say 200. And they will agree. And now you might ask, okay, listen, are you actually going to spend 200 gold in return for 59 gold? And my friend, listen, this is a trade agreement, okay? We will get 59 gold per turn. And that will pay for itself in about 4 turns. And will also give us better relations with Kislev, who of course will defend us from the bad guys to the east. At least a tiny bit. There are a lot of bad guys in our realm already, or will be very soon. So with the remaining people here, Let's just make a non-aggression pact and maybe get a tiny bit of gold for that as well.
Fine. Greetings on behalf of the Empire.
Every little bit helps.
Brings you here with a sheathed blade.
And I mean that every little bit helps. And now we can proudly say that we have done our best. Now I will not use the prestige we gained because there might be events later that will demand that we use that prestige for other things. And so it's always wise to wait until you really have to do something. And I think that's our very first turn. So let's make it to the next one, shall we? Now the turn times are actually pretty good. I have to say, seeing how there's like 276 factions on turn 1, they go by fairly quickly. Faction turn times go brrrr. There we go. Units recruited. Now the army is almost tip-top shape. Just this one unit here, the halberdiers. But we see that the secessionists are now trying to get back at us. So we need to attack them fairly fast and just always remember to actually make more units as we go. It's a fairly simple thing to forget, actually. I know I did in my other campaigns. How about one archer and one more swordsman? Because the thing is, other human factions don't really have that many large enemies. And the thing with the spearmen is that they are good against large enemies. Where are the spearmen? Don't I have any spearmen? That's something to think about, actually. I don't have any spearmen, okay. They're good against cavalry, I guess, and cavalry might be considered large, I suppose. But I don't think our Empire Secessionist enemies have any horsemen either. And for that, swordsmen are better against spearmen than other spearmen, I believe. So let's see, any changes to the trade agreement situation? No, but to the non-aggression pact, there's been a lot of changes. Look at this, 12 points, 13 basically. Let's see what we can get done here. We can even get the trade agreement, nice, and probably some money. Let's see, 300, how that goes. Oh, we can do more. 500, no, but that means that 580 works.
Yes.
Perfect, thank you. How about Paravon? They're the Frenchies, aren't they?
Hail, Sigmar's sons.
You know
Do
it.
you come looking for aid or to cause trouble? I never know with Reichlanders.
Interesting, interesting. Now this guy doesn't want any trade, but he can give us quite a lot of money. 800. Let's go for that.
I concur.
Who calls?
And Ostermark, I should say.
Greetings on behalf of
Non-aggression
the Empire.
pact. And how about 200 gold?
All right. Anad.
Karaknorn, the dwarves, we already trade, actually.
Greetings, Umgi. How fares the Empire in these dark times?
Love the voice acting there.
What?
And Visenland. Let's see, I think we're only going to get the non-aggression pact there, so let's go with it.
Protector of the
Empire.
And lastly, military access. Something we can get from Midland. And some cash infusions, 400.
Right.
Excellent. Look at that money infusion. Very helpful for the future. We also met another faction, the Wood Elves. And I do not want to meet this guy in a battle, but we might at some point. The thing that kind of gets me in this game is that I normally think of Wood Elves as like nice people, but in this game they're kind of, you know, they'll attack the Empire if they want to, which is to say I believe the Empire are the good guys, but you know, in the world of monsters, you gotta root for the humans. I think this might actually be a good time to recruit another lord. Just for the sake of it, and the reason, immune to psychology. Construct time minus 25%, income plus 10%. Whoa, yes, Ralph Schmid. And the reason is that in Warhammer, there are several ways of recruiting units. The base ways are locally, and the other way is globally. And even though the recruitment pool is now filled for this turn, this army can actually recruit globally, even though it will take twice the time and twice the gold, which is not nice. But you know what? for the Empire. So let's do some archers and a swordsman. That costs a lot of money, but in the future, I bet it will be worth it. Unassigned skill point for Ralph. The route marcher, I believe, is a good thing. And since he right now is in a city... Oh, you know what? We can actually give him Leader of Renown. Recruitment cost -5. So let's disband these guys, or like unrecruit them, and then recruit them again. For a bit less cash. And that's the round. Alright, the Council of States. Now this is one of the game's many events, and the Empire has a lot of them that deals with the Empire and the electors. So the Council of States is an important group of advisors that grew from the demands of running the Empire day to day. There are far too many for one man or woman to keep track of. A seat on the council has become available, and the states of the Golden Order and Hockland have both put forward candidates to fill it. It is certain that your endorsement of one of them will tip the balance one way or the other, informing the final decision. And now we'll have to choose between which of the factions we wish to support and gain or lose a fealty point with. Both of these factions are quite high on the fealty, 6 and 7. If the Golden Order reaches 10, which will be fairly soon, they will actually join our faction. Now, being 5 is quite far away from 0, which means they will go to war with us. So I think we'll actually choose the Golden Order here, just being closer to that 10. That's how that goes. Being Emperor is hard, but you know, someone has to be.
I am Franz. They will obey.
Let's see here, Ubersreich is within our grasp. No army in sight. And because the battle result says close victory, I think we'll have to do this one ourselves again. Alright, we're back to a smaller village, Empire town, I guess. Same procedure, but now we have more men. And they're not far away, but they'll likely raise some barricades somewhere here if they can. Maybe they can't, actually. Bombs away. There we go. I love being in range. And now our archers too. There's something very satisfying about ranged weapons. Oh, but not when you shoot yourself. Unless they have cannons. Do they? Not that I can see. So that was a bad shot on our part. They'll retreat soon enough. Even though our musketeers should not be fighting hand to hand. There we go. We're doing really well with the with just the ranged units actually. All right, get back. Maybe too late to send them back, but no, it worked well. I need to use my heroes more. That's kind of where I'm a bit rusty, since like I try to, you know, preserve the health of the generally historical games. Here they're a bit more meaty and able to survive. I have a few more units up here, but nothing we can't handle. Damn, that was a good jump. And that was it. That wasn't close. Money, money, money. Nice, and this time, let's just occupy it. Because we also don't want to have to deal with bad public order uprisings and stuff like that. And we got a horse. We got a horse, so next time you'll see the Emperor, he'll be mounted. Another skill point, Leader of Renown. I think that's very good in like the long run, you know. Must remember to recruit more units now. Swordsman and perhaps another archer. So we can take these guys out. Maybe even with the aid of these guys. Alright. Now, as you can see now, Uberstrike has a building here, which we also have in Altdorf. And there's a tiny exclamation point down here saying that multiple buildings of this type exist in this province, with no additional benefits. That means we can safely toss this building and make something else there. For our benefit, of course. Which I'm excited to do next turn. As always though, let's check out the diplomacy screen. And it seems like Baston wants a non-aggression pact now. Let's do it. Humans must stay together. And in terms of trade, nobody. In terms of military access, Hockland. Let's go with that. And a payment would be nice. 600. Perfect.
Queen of Kislev.
Honor before
Who calls?
It's really nice to be sustained by people that want your company. At least for now. Now this is a turn to celebrate. We got our capital to become a village. And as you can see, it's got some nice new towers now. And more building slots, which is the real reason why we want to do this. Now, we want better units. For that, a lot of it requires both a building that can actually make the units and a building required to make those units, so a blacksmith. So in Altdorf, for example, I kind of want the capital to be, you know, the economic powerhouse of the realm. So let's now make a weaving house and let's also make a blacksmith. Now though, we have 6,400 gold left. That is a lot of money. So let's make Ubersreich a village. And let's create perhaps a weaving house there as well. We need cash inflow as our armies grow. And that rhymes, so it must be true.
Bring me to my men.
Now the army over here in Eilhart kind of moved away from us. I wonder where. Maybe they ran away over to Helmgard. Which is good, I suppose, because we kind of want them to leave our dear place alone. How can we get there? Can we go through here? No, that doesn't look like it. What's the closest? Is this part of the Empire? No, it's Empire Secessionists, Midland. You know what? I think perhaps Helmgard needs to be the first new settlement we take. Because if we just let this army be, they'll just make more and make it harder for us in the long run. And this is an actually very good army right now. So, you know, let's go there. But since this will be a valiant defeat for now, since they have the garrison, and this city's garrison is really big, it can actually survive a whole lot on its own. So we'll have to encircle and hope that they either stay put or that they sally forth and attack us, and that will win that battle. For now though, let's move this army south to Ubersreich, so that if anything happens up here, it could potentially aid it later. And let's make them some swordmen. We could also afford a rally field, which will upgrade our units kind of significantly and give us access to crossbowmen and halberdiers. That's a good future investment.
Lord of...
And for more quick deals, we have Artois. They want a non-aggression pact.
Bow before the rightful lords
And we
of this
want
land,
money.
and I'll hear your demands.
How about 500? Yes.
Agreed.
Lord of Athelloren.
Excellent. That gives a little bit of a boost. But our cities are not very content right now, which is a problem, but hopefully it comes down in a few turns. Alright, so they sally forth and attack us. It says we'll have a good chance of a Pyrrhic victory, with only medium casualties actually. The honor resolve tells us we won't lose any, but you know, I kind of want to see this. They have a lot of people though, a lot. Let's try it. Let's try not having a Pyrrhic victory and have some of our people survive instead. Alright, here we are. We could perhaps run over to the hill here to get the high ground, Maybe even here, if it's possible. Yeah, you know what? This looks like a good spot. Doesn't it? Looks like quite a good spot, actually. Perhaps all the way up there. The archers, which have less of a range, could... Is this a good range for everyone? Yeah, quite. I think so. Alright. Let's see this now. Let's be kind of, you know, on the hill. Show that we have kind of a hill advantage. Let's have the guy himself be near there. And the cannons safely behind. And that's it. We don't have that many men. But the ones we have are battle hardened. Actually, they don't have any experience, really. Like any chevrons, except for the handgunners and the horses and cannons. But other than that, I guess they haven't really fought that many until now. This will be interesting. This will be very interesting. Look at that. Oh my god. Okay. Alright, I think a key thing is to try to get rid of their cavalry fairly soon. Because I want to be the only guy with cavalry in this fight. We're not hitting that well, I gotta say. That was a sucky try. Okay, let's try there instead. There's kind of little use in hitting the one guy that doesn't take that much damage from the low-level cannons. Alright, let's readjust a little. And now the slaughter begins, hopefully. If we can start, you're in range, aren't you? There we go. Oh, that's nice. Right, let's try to keep a bit of a distance. But not too much. We need the hill advantage. You know what? Let's put him on the front lines and use the... not just yet, actually. Oh, there's their hero. No. Let's go for him. And halberdiers, go for the Empire Knights. Our Knights, get up here. Cannons, shoot right in there if you can. Oh, that's a good hit. Archers might want to move slightly away. No, just run away. Fine. For nothing. For nothing they run away. Same with the handgunners. Jeez. Can't trust nobody. Our knights got caught up. But our halberdiers, I mean two-handed swordsmen, hopefully will do some damage there. Let's use our skill here. Melee attack and leadership +8. Could have used that before, actually. Okay, the handgunners are back. Where are they? Up here, okay. There we go. Get back there. Archers turn around. I think these knights are getting taken down by our two-handed ones. They're anti-large after all. Alright, and now we can use our units a bit more aggressively. Let's make some encircle movements, shall we? Beautiful. We need your help over there. And the knights have been dealt with. They might come back. But now ours are free in big numbers as well. These are done for. Yeah, their knights are back. Turn around, turn around, turn around. Oh, there's a lot of archers here. Okay, the thing is, we don't need our Emperor to die. Definitely not. The enemy lord is wounded. Perfect. That means we took him down, actually. And now their army is likely to dissolve fairly soon. Just get people moving. Take away their ranged superiority. Use our own instead of looking the other way. Are these archers? Yeah, we're... Our cannons are gone. Oh my gosh. Because you just like left or did you die? Wow. Okay, that sucks because we have no other cannons. I think we can't really recruit them either. I don't think. Okay, they have a lot of people. Alright, good one. And let's move them in here. Yeah, fire. Why are you not shooting? Come on. I know you have more ammo. How about up here then? And how about we don't get encircled up there? Oh, Karl Franz, get out of there. Get out of the battle. He did well. As long as he survives that, things will go very well for him and for this battle. Why are the archers in the fight? No, get out. Oh, that's a saucy one. And there we go, victory. You know what? We actually did lose a lot of men. Sadly. So I don't know if this is a close victory or a decisive. I guess we'll see. Pyrrhic victory. Holy smokes. We did worse than the auto-resolve, I guess. But you know, it was fun. And we lost the cannons. Damn it. Oh well, let's take on the captives once more with 50% army replenishment. If only the cannons had survived, no. But you know, whatever. I am firmly of the belief that a hard-won victory with massive losses is more fun than a decisive auto-resolve victory. Because you kind of did it yourself, you know? And I think that's the main appeal of Total War in general. Now let's also make hard to hit, because you know what? I saw that guy lose a lot of hit points this battle, and it wasn't good. If we now attack again, we'll have another close victory. So let's keep him encircled for now. That means though that we can move Ralph over here to the border and have him recruit some more guys for the Eilhart battle, which hopefully happens next turn. And we can make another weaving house clothier thing for more money. Let's see, any more diplomatic stuff?
So, the Empire.
Military access to Ostermark. I say yes to that.
Who calls?
I wonder how it's going with the fealty count now. Has it improved anything? 8, 7, 5, kind of the same as before, I think. 3, 2, yeah, it's the same as before. Thing is, we need our authority to go up for the chances of a fealty to go up every turn. Only a 5% chance, but it's for every elector, so, you know, it might happen. And we can increase this by taking some settlements, for example. as in Empire Settlements Returned. So I think we'll get that probably when we have defeated the Empire Secessionists. Alright. Alright, Stirland demands region. Historically, the region of Flensburg has been ruled over by Stirland, but is currently under control of the Elector Count of another state. Alberic Haupt Andersen, the rightful Elector Count of Stirland, has asked for your help in restoring his rule over this land immediately. Again, it's a dilemma situation where one of the electors can gain or lose fealty. And since they are the same fealty right now, it doesn't really matter. So let's go with demand Flensburg's return. And we got technology researched, growth plus 10, control plus 2. That means we can now get grain silos, income from settlement buildings plus 10%. That's what we love to see. Now the question is, do we wait another turn for units for Eilhart? You know what? I actually think we do. I don't want to like actually lose it. And we can actually make better units now. Halberdiers, spearmen with shields, and a unit of crossbows. Building upgrade available. Now, I haven't really talked about it yet, but in Warhammer, as with a lot of Total Wars, your building possibilities are limited by the size of the city. And the size grows by the amount of population surplus you have in the region. And now we have 1 population surplus. As you can see, we gain 83 per turn due to various factors, and we can therefore upgrade Grunberg to a village, which will then open up another building slot for us. So with the diplomacy, the Golden Order wants a non-aggression pact.
I trust our dealings will bear fruit.
And I want 200 gold.
Right.
Great.
Orders?
Everybody's happy. Oh, look at that. We're actually at 1 now. Nice. And that gives us Electricon fealty increase chance 5%, growth plus 3 for all provinces, and income from all buildings plus 5% faction-wide. Nice. We always want to be up here. It's very important, because down here there's a lot of bad factors. A civil war at minus 10. All elector counts declare war on you. We do not want to get to that point. We don't even want to get to the lower point here, actually. So let's try to keep it that way. And if you're wondering, the reason why I didn't attack Helmsgard this turn was because by sieging them, they actually lose men each turn. And so we can get away with the same amount of units for an easier victory when they actually have to attack us or be attacked. Dangerous liaisons, Balthasar Gelt. Again here, the Golden Order base for the Stirland Nobleman's blood. A lesser nobleman with close associations of the House of Stirland has been imprisoned by order of Balthasar Gelt. Lobby for a pardon. I kind of want to see, again here, I want to get closer to that 10. So let's do nothing. And Midland doesn't like us. Why? I guess it says here. He doesn't like us. He resents the duly elected Emperor's ascension to the throne. Alright. Alright. How's it going over here? Decisive victory now. You know what? Let's auto this. And everybody's dead. Everybody's dead. We got the money. Well, that's a lot of money. And we'll occupy this place. Nice. We got an armor. Province secured. Great, great, great. And that means that this is the last straw of the Empire Secessionists. We're expecting a Pyrrhic victory, but you know what? That's okay with me. Sorry, guys. But it's worth it. And let's just normally occupy this place. A warhorse for Ralph. Can't ask for much more. And finally, the Empire province of Reichland is all in our hands. And the Empire Secessionists are destroyed. This means that we can now enact an edict, giving the province better bonuses. And I think for our purposes, I really want this to be a prosperous realm. So since we have no corruption and the like, I think we'll go for Council of Burgermeisters, which gives us more growth and income from trade tariffs plus 5%. Now Helmgard is a special province, because as you can see, there's only one building here. And there's actually no public order or income. There's a large garrison though, which is really nice. So it's actually kind of more like a fort. or just a castle meant to defend these mountains. So in a few turns, let's move the army back to the Empire proper and give this good man some more armor. We want him to survive his battles after all. Unassigned skill points for our good man Ralph. Again, recruitment cost. Important long term. Even now, as you can see, since we'll be recruiting people. Halberdiers, spearmen shields, and because we built a blacksmith building, we can now recruit 3 units each turn. Which is actually a massive boost. We can also do a commandment in Helmgard. So because it's a special place, doing most of these actually won't do much. That's why we'll do the state troop levy, I believe, because it only affects the army. I think we're doing quite well here.
Von Karstein sends his minions to threaten and parley.
Ah, the vampire counts ended their non-aggression pact with you. Alright then.
A quest has been issued, mighty lord. A great adventure beckons. Be wary, though, for while the potential rewards are great, so too are the perils.
Alright, so in Warhammer, there's a lot of different quest battles that you can do whenever you kind of want to. But that is a hard battle to win. And I think we'll have to at least replenish our army before we do that. Faction destroyed. Now see here, we actually lost our Imperial Authority, of course. Now why is that? Well, Elector counts destroyed -2, and Imperial Province capitals raised -1. Let's see what happened. And there's the culprit. I guess it was Hockland or something that was destroyed by some demonic army. But Ostland might take it back. Sadly, that will mean that an Elector is destroyed though. But the capital might be returned at least. Okay, let's see here. They're coming from the Brass Keep. It might be up to us to do something about that. If we want the Empire to remain intact. So, yes, it is time to move back. Alright. So we'll need you to have a slightly bigger army now. Halberdiers, I think, really good for those monsters we'll be fighting at some point. And perhaps some crossbows. Long range is good against enemy legendary lords. At least armor-piercing stuff, which crossbows are not actually. But they have good range. Okay, Ubersreich, what can we do with you? Probably save off for the Red Moon Inn. But we can make the clothier here. Actually, let's wait with that. I don't want to be at a loss for money if something were to happen. So we're making our units.
What does the Emperor bid?
And we're just being safe for now. Another faction destroyed. Disciplinarian, control +1. That's something we need right now because our province is kind of angry, but on a very good path. Alright, this army is getting to a point where it can... Oh, holy smokes. If there's one faction I hate, it's the Beastmen. I absolutely hate them because they kind of come out of nowhere. And now we have a corruption thing happening in our place because of their herd stone, which will, as you can see here, come to change the very landscape of what's going on around them.
Who calls?
But we are moving north to deal with that. That's our job as the light of the world. The Empire is. Let's maybe move both armies up. I kind of don't want to... You know what? Let's do that. They have a large army here. And a garrison. So, yeah, I think we'll need both. Let's move up there. Good stuff. We're on a good path. At least we're back at -1. I think it's because Ostland. Who is this? The Ficundites? Wars of Chaos. So what did we gain? Imperial province capitals raised. Why did that go away? And where did the Ostland army go? Scary. Oh my god. Oh my gosh, I really dislike this guy. I dislike all of the like nasty shit in this game. I guess they're kind of, you know, it's fun. It's like very nice to see that it's so like passionately made. But still. Oh, look at this. Mysterious Island. An uncharted island. This can be searched with a lord? I guess we'll have to check that later. And again, let's save our money. Check the diplomacy situation. Alright, non-aggression pact with Ostland. Let's do it. And with Torgovan, the Wood Elves. Let's maybe wait with that. Oh, Visenland wants trade agreement. Nice. And military access. Nice. And they want to pay us for it. Perfect. More money in the coffers. Uh-oh, that's not good. A human faction is gone. But who destroyed them, I wonder? At least we have a larger town now. Let us again make a weaving house. I just love that income, that sweet, sweet income. And this shall be a rich province. Okay. We can actually make it all the way over to the Beastmen's capital now. That's really good with these two armies. You know what? Yes. Let's waste no time. If we let this thing fester, it'll only get worse later on. It's like a disease. Or corruption, you might say. Okay, look at this massive, massive army. We encircle. And we definitely add these guys onto there. Let's go. Now the odds are probably in our favor. But I want to kind of see how far we can wither them away before anything else happens. And they're sallying forth. Now I really hate fighting the Beastmen because they're so unreliable to me. So I think I actually want to try to auto-resolve this one. At least for now. Just this once. And luckily we won it. Perfect. That's one massive annoyance removed. And now we get another option. Since this was a city of the Elector, we can return it to them for fealty points. And because we are such a benevolent emperor, that's exactly what we're doing. And now they are at 4 instead of 3, which is actually really nice. They have that nice golden color instead of the red one, which you don't want the red one. We got the Beast Scourge, defeated Khosrek the One-Eye. Chance of intercepting an army using the underway, 20%. Ambush defense chance plus 20%. Perfect. And also, Gleaming Pennant. What does this do? Leadership plus 4. Nice. Each ability helps. Physical resistance plus 15. Regiment of Renown unlocked. And this is a cool thing. In Warhammer 3, there's special types of units called Regiment of Renown, which you can recruit at the same turn as you're paying for them. Now these are especially powerful, kind of like mercenary units in a way. Technology research 2, nice. Which favored the cult. Oh, we got a warrior priest. An agent. But back to the regiment, which... Let's see, we have to get back to the mainland for it. Let me see, what happens if we just assume a encampment position? Can we recruit anyone then? No, just the global units. Alright. But I want to get to this place and liberate it. Okay, either way. Actually, you know what? Later. Let's go back. We need the thing. So, like I was saying, the Regiment of Renown. is a special type of unit that are extra powerful. They're kind of like mercenary units in a way. They cost a lot of more money, but they begin with a rank 9, which is just insane. So getting both of these costs a lot of money, but it's probably really good in the long run. And I really like that system. And you know what? Since we're seeing that the monsters are coming, let's actually have the corruption -1 thing. Because it will help us even as we go along to sort of decorrupt the land around us. Let's also do Inspiring Presence. And we have one more level. Perhaps we will do Leader of Men. Upkeep -15% for Reiksguard and Great Swords, and Leadership Aura Size plus 50%. That's amazing. For last thing, let's also recruit another... I kind of want another Halberdier unit. Just because I feel they're very good against the monsters. You know what? Yes. Also horses, I suppose. But with this guy,
Yes, my lord.
we are going to encamp him. And as you can see in Warhammer 3, you can be encamped and move around. It just lowers the range in which you can move around, as you can see here. And I kind of like that, because that means that you can actually traverse corrupted zones without having any penalties to them, without having any attrition to the units you're having. So let's have him here at Weismund for now, just to, you know, defend them and research another technology. How about right now state troop standards? Since it will give them more leadership and more speed, and leadership is very much needed, as you could tell with the archers last time that just ran away at the sight of the enemy. And looky here, a Cathay merchant caravan. We can't really interact with them, but it's nice to see them, I guess. We're not making a lot of money right now, but we are making an empire. Let's have him join the unit, shall we? Maybe not, no. Let's have this guy, Dagobert. He replenishes troops if he's part of an army. So let's have him join Ralph next turn. He'll join as a hero, like a lord kind of thing, and as that effect. And holy smokes, look at our prestige. Let's actually use it now. And we need to check which factions do we actually want to improve relations with. Ostermark don't like us very much. Let's spend 60 to do that. I want to keep it above 1,000 though, just in case. Let's see, Wissenland 36, that's something. Averland 6, not good, not good. Improve it. Ostland 16, not good. Middenland 33, that's alright. Sturland 32, Nordland very bad, minus 100 though. But you know, let's do it. And with Talabekland 59, that's pretty good. But I think Sturland, we want them to be around. And we want them to like us. They are a large faction in the Empire, I believe. But 120. You know what? No. I want to be around 1,000, so let's wait a bit. And I want to keep our money high too, just in case anything happens. At least as high as we can.
Speak. I will hear you now. Be warned, my mood is dark.
A nice way to see you're not in the mood. And the Fecundites, the Warriors of Chaos, have declared war on us. Alright, that's okay. That gives us a reason to just go and take them out, I guess. And never see that face again. Alright, Skaven Attack Elector State. Wissenland has come under the attack from Skaven in the region of Dotternbach and are appealing to you for military assistance. Will you come to their defense and join them in battle, or leave them to fight off their attackers alone? And looky here, now the cash and the prestige comes into use. Very much so. If we send a military force, we will spend 2,000 gold, and we join the defense of Dotternbach. Or we can hire the mercenaries for 1,000 prestige, and then gain a fealty point, which is much needed here. Very much needed. Because we don't want to send the scouts and lose a point, or do nothing and also lose a point. And since, in my opinion, right now prestige is more important than gold. Although we're not making money right now. We're actually losing quite a lot. But I'd actually rather use the gold. Alright, these Skaven boys are done for. And let's get some gold back from it, shall we? 500. Nice, so we're actually... Damn, what happened? We're making money now. Well, that's great. And we gained a fealty point, a much needed one. From 2 to 3, geez. But now we have a full army here, 20 units. Which we will go north with and destroy the Fecundites. If that's what they're called. If that's their real name. Alright, let's go.
Let's go.
Nice.
Yes.
Corruption -1, as you can see.
Sigma heals us.
And the corruption is fully gone from here, which is really nice. I hate seeing the corruption.
So,
Just like a blight on this world. See, we have 4,000 gold. Again, it is wise to keep some of it though. Let's keep it for one turn and then maybe try to build either Altdorf, the town, or the very special, the Red Moon Inn building, which also gives us more income. But so does the town. Yeah, maybe the town next turn.
I am Karl Franz. Many call me Emperor.
Hello there, Nordland. You want non-aggression pact for 200 gold? I say yes. The Great Debate. At a recent congregation of the Elector Counts, there is a lengthy discussion about the separation of the religious cults from matters of imperial policy. And once again, two factions are opposed, Nordland and Wissenland. Wissenland is in a lot of things now, aren't they? I guess I'd rather go from... it's kind of hard. I want the number 6, but I also don't want the number 3. Doing this one will essentially just like keep the situation as is. So maybe support Nordland actually? Yeah, I want to live dangerously. Or like I want to, you know, get them up, so to speak. Gigiri. Alright, let's encamp Karl Franz as well. And move slowly towards these people. To unite the provinces. They better appreciate that I'm taking such an interest in defending them. Middenheim is getting their garrison back, which is very good. We need to get these, we really need these places back. If not, Festivus will just rampage us. Okay, you know what? Let's go for Altdorf now. I want that town. Let's use the electoral machinations again, shall we? For Balthasar. Yes. And who else was it that demanded 120? Was it 160? Oh, that's a lot. That's a lot. 160 now. You know what? Nobody else hates us, really. Although 31 isn't great, so... Fine. Fine. There we go. Now they should be fairly happy. So you can see, things are going quite well in the relations department. But also, these reds and yellow ones isn't what we want. So hopefully, they'll be happier soon. Okay, for the deals now, many people want the non-aggression pact. What about the trade agreement? Ostland, yes please. And military access. And give me some money.
Yes.
Great.
All right.
The non-aggression pact from Averland. And military access. How about that trade agreement? How about, let's make it fair or something. How about I give you 100? No, they want a lot of money for that. What the heck? Hell no. Fine, how about you give me some money then?
Sigma's will.
Great. And one more turn.
greetings from Sigma.
Sterland, what are you up to? Yes, I can accept this. Most agreeable. Confederation offered. Here we go. Balthasar Gelt has suggested that the Golden Order join you in a confederation. The Golden Order are an arm of the colleges of magic dedicated to the study of alchemy and the lore of metal. Their supreme patriarch, Balthasar Gelt, is a fiercely intelligent and powerful battle wizard who has served the Empire well in the past. Should you accept his offer, he will join your ranks. Will you accept the Golden Order's offer of confederation? Accept and get -3 Imperial Authority? Oh, that's gonna suck. But we confederate or assert independence, gain 1 Imperial Authority, and confederation will be offered again in 20 turns. That's actually a pretty good thing to know. Because even though it would be nice to just like have them in our faction now, knowing that they will come back in 20 turns is very good. You know what? For the sake of the peace in the Empire, let's go with assert independence. I didn't think I would choose this, but seeing as this feels like the long-term choice, I'm going to do it. Nice, so now we're at least at 0. We're stagnant instead of declining, which is perfect. That means that I guess Balthasar has like 10?
The Empire.
Nice.
Yes.
And 8 and 7, and at least nobody's red anymore, which is perfect. 6, 6, 4, 4, 4, 5, and I guess this is the exception of Wissenline with 3. But you know what? That was really fun and a good ending to this first part of the campaign. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you've had a lot of fun. I know I have. We see that the Emperor and his army are looking north for the future battles, and I look forward to seeing you next time. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like and a comment, and make sure to look out for part 2 very soon. Thanks guys, cheers.